of pounds of wheat, barley, and grass can be grown using only a fraction of the water and land traditionally used in farming. Agricultural technology is helping keep the process sustainable and economically viable. One company making a difference in this space is Utah-based Grōv Technologies. Its president, Steve Lindsley, joins us now. Steve, thanks for being here. First off, I know Utah itself deals with a lot of droughts when it comes to farming. To kick us off, can you just explain how your technology works and what impact it has?
Yeah, absolutely. And Madison, thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate it. You know, there's really three major issues that are going on around the world that indoor ag or controlled environment agriculture is really trying to solve. Number one is clearly we're adding 2.5 billion people to the earth here in the next 30 years. And the question is, how are we going to feed them on arguably less arable land and less water? It's a huge challenge. The second challenge, of course, is climate change. Everyone's talking about it. Agriculture has got to get better and find more innovative ways to provide food and feed for animals and do it with less of a climate footprint. And number three, it's really about improving the supply chain. I mean, if COVID taught us anything, the supply chain for food is very fragile. And so the idea of indoor ag, the reason why you've got hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars now being invested in indoor ag, is that you can grow fresh, clean crops and feed in the case of Grōv, and you can do it on a fraction of the land, a fraction of the water, no herbicides, pesticides, and you can improve the supply chain.
Right. And I'm curious, I know you recently announced a collaboration with AWS Professional Services to create the industry's first vertical farming data platform. What does that entail?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, there are a number of harvests that we're really focused on. It. I would say the first one is to provide a fresh, healthy crop for animals to give them the best feed we possibly can with the least amount of land and water. But the other harvest that we're really interested in is the data. The data to be able to give the right recipes, the right seed recipes, to be able to give the exact amount of water, the exact amount of light, everything that seed needs. We have this giving the seed the perfect day mantra. The data and the platform that we've built that rides on top of our system, and you can see it behind me here. This is what we call the Olympus Grow Tower.
Yeah.
This tower is about 21 feet tall, sits on only 875 square feet of space, but it will replace up to 35 to 50 acres of a forage type product. You're seeing we call it a high density nutrient on the screen now, but we can take a small area and through science, through AI and machine learning, through IoT infrastructures, our partnership with AWS, we build a platform that can maximize and really give a predictive, optimized grow every single time to the animals.
So Steve, I want to pick up on that because I'm curious. I read that you have 6 of those towers, but they only produce about 2% of the livestock feed that you need for all your cows. I think you have 20,000 cows. What's your plan to scale this up?
Yeah. No, great question. So we actually have 10 of our machines out at the Bateman-Mosita farm here in Utah. And we've been really focused on gathering the data in terms of what impact does this fresh feed have on the animals. So for right now, we're testing on 800 animals that we have. The early indication with the data is very important in that we really believe that we can improve the animal health, but what we're focused on is what we call a feed efficiency. Can the animals actually eat overall less and actually produce the same amount of milk in this case, or if it was the beef animal, the same quality of a beef, but have a greater feed efficiency so that you can actually save the farmers money. That's what the data is really coming back that's so powerful.
So Steve, really quickly in our final minute here, this all sounds great and very helpful, but how do you make money?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Look, at the end of the day, when our engineers set out to build this technology, we had one thing in mind, and that was we had to be able to compete with the existing feed prices on the ground or in the commodity markets for the average farmer. In North America, where we export so much of our product, that's the toughest environment, but we're hitting that. We're doing really well there. In Middle Eastern markets or other markets where they're importing literally 100% of their forage, we can have a very profitable solution right out of the gate. So we're very excited about it.
Good to hear it. Well, thank you so much, Steve Lindsley. Really appreciate you joining us. Steve is the president of Grōv Technologies, and he talked a lot about sustainable farming and how promising it's going to be for the next generation as we, of course, continue to deal with climate change. Well, that does it for Quick Take this hour. You can follow us on Twitter at Quicktake for the latest news. Find myself on Twitter. I'm at Madison Mills 22. Scar?
I'm at Scarlet Fu. Pretty simple.
Fantastic.
Get highlights from today's show. Have a great evening, everyone.